Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd, as well as my friends over at yarnspirations.com. Today we're going to do the Wheel Mandala. This is moving on in our Mandala series. So this is getting more and more typical to what you're seeing in Mandala. So when we started this, we just started off with the round circle, just like you see here, and then we moved on and we did some shell works, we did some back loops, we got some little bit of peekaboos going on, we got long single crochet, and then finally we moved on in the tutorial. We did clusters, we did chain work that got covered with some peekaboos going on, and we did some front post double crochets, and then we finished off also with the actual outsides, just like you see here with single crochet, chain 3, single crochet. So this one here is about creating now layers to make it look like the sun is shining and the spokes are going out, and this is what we're going to be doing next within today's video. So without further ado, you need your Lily Sugar and Cream yarn, just like you see, and a 5mm size H crochet hook, and you can use this as a hot pad if you wish. So there's only 9 rounds, so let's get started right away. So let's begin. Today we're using our Lily Sugar and Cream, and we're going to create a slip knot, and we're going to chain 3 to start, and this will be counting as our first double crochet in this pattern. So let's begin. So we're gonna chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, and we're going to put in 11 double crochets into the very starting chain. So it's the 3rd chain back, and you're gonna put 11. So with this chain that you just have, that counts as one of them. So when you do the next one, just say that's number 2, and it's just easier to keep count. So this is 2, and keep on going, and then 3, this is 4, that was 4, it's not 4 anymore, so let's continue. This is 4, always getting started is a little finicky. This is 5. So now you're gonna see this strand of yarn, this is the starting, go right up over top of it so you can bury it in. So this is 5, this is 6, and it'll be a nice tight join in the middle. This is 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, and 12. You want to verify that you have 12, and we're going to do an invisible join in this tutorial as well. So we have 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. To do the invisible join, I'll show it to you once. We've been doing it all along in this Mandala series. Just trim your yarn and just pull up. So don't attach it with a slip stitch. You don't want any seam lines, not in this part of the project. And you were going to put that strand onto the darning needle. So now you're just gonna grab this back up, and you were going to look for the top of the beginning of the chain that you had started with. So this is coming out of the center of this section here. So go right into the top and straight across. So it's as if you're crocheting into that spot, but you're not. You're using a darning needle. Pull through, and when you pull it through, you're just gonna pull a little bit tight, but not crazy. And your goal is to put that yarn down through the starting. So see where it came out of? It comes out of this loop here. So you're gonna go down through that loop and then out through the back. And the goal is when you do this, so when you pull it, it's going to look like the same size stitch, and I'm satisfied with that, so I'm gonna come on the back and just bury it back and forth 3 times. And this is the invisible join, so you're gonna want to do this once in a while on this particular one. Some areas you can just do a straight slip stitch and get away with it, other areas you can't, or you'll see a slip stitch. So once you get that done, then you're just going to trim it and trim that starting one because you buried it as you went, and now you're good to go for round number 2. So I'm gonna start round number 2. I'm using the same color, and I know what you're thinking, why would you just fasten that off when you're gonna use the same color? This is how you don't get any slip stitching lines. So you're just gonna go into any one of the stitches, and with this you're just gonna create a loop. Do not create a slip knot, and just pull through. Let the strand fall towards the back and leave that out of the way, and I want you to chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. So 1, 2, and 3, and in the same one of the join, lay down that straggler on top of it so it gets stuck underneath, and I want you to put another double crochet in. So you're gonna go all the way around on this, so each one of the stitches has 2 double crochets. So you have 1 and 2. Okay, so the next one, and I continue to bury that straggler in so it gets stuck underneath, out of the way, and you don't have to use a darning needle later for that. So put in 2 double crochets in each stitch going all the way around. There should be a total of 12 of these groups of 2. So please do that for this one. So I now have 12 groups of 2 going all the way around. You will notice that if you're familiar with crochet, because we never slip stitched before, there's not an additional space that you would technically notice. So I'm going to use an invisible join, fasten this off, and get ready for the next round. So do that and meet me for round number 3. So on screen is what we're looking at doing. So the next round we're going to do is that when we have it here, we have 2 of the first middle, but the next round we have to be very careful about what colors we choose, because this round is going to spike outward. So choose this round carefully, and because that will be your spikes, and I'm gonna go for the red because that looks really quite sharp. So we're just gonna create a loop with the red. So we're going to use the back loops only for this particular one. So we've done this before in the Mandala series. So looking at the stitch, if you're new with crochet, the first strand is the front loop, and the other one and here is the back loop. So I want you to use the back loop only, and I want you to attach the yarn and let the yarn just fall out of the way, and we're gonna bury that as we go. So let's chain 3, which counts as a double crochet, and you're going to move to the next back loop. So this back loop will have 2 double crochets. Trap that red underneath in order to bury it. It's just easier to do it now than it is to do it later. Okay, so then the next back loop would just be 1 double crochet by itself, and then the next one after that will be 2 double crochets, and you're gonna repeat that going all the way around for this round. Okay, so it's just a matter of being able to follow it easily. So it's gonna be 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and so on. Please do that all the way around, and I'll see you at the end of this round. When you come up all the way around, if you're going 1 and 2, 1 and 2, the first one was 1 by itself, so that means that the last one that you finish off should be 2. And honestly, you're just keeping a count, so I didn't do anything special, but if your counts are off, you'll notice that right here. So now you're going to then join this with an invisible join, and then meet me back here in just a moment. We're gonna change this color out completely, so get rid of this color. I'll see you back here in just a moment. So let's begin round number 4, and we're going to just choose any stitch at this moment. It really doesn't matter which one, but it will matter coming in the future, but this one not so much. So we're gonna just pull through. I'm gonna use the green, just drop it, and I'll deal with that in just a moment. So we're gonna use what we call small shells. So to begin the first one, we're going to chain 3, which counts as a double crochet, and then in the same one as the join, just keep this on top, is that you're gonna put 2 more double crochets in there. So with the first one as being a double crochet plus these 2, that gives you 3, which equals what is a small shell. And we've done that before in the past. So I'm gonna let this strand jump out of the way. We are going to skip the next stitch, and then we're gonna do a small shell in the next one. So 3 double crochets equals a small shell. So you just immediately skip 1 stitch and put in 3 double crochets, which is considered a small shell. Now the small shells, when you're doing crochet, that's me defining that. So if you ever see that again in the future, it doesn't always mean 3 double crochets. So skip the next one, and then just double crochet 3 times into the next for a shell. So please do that all the way around for this round. So I've now just finished all the way around. There should be 18 groups of 3 double crochets all the way around. Make sure there is 18, and just join it together with an invisible seam, and then let's begin the next round. So now we're gonna begin the next round. So this one's a fun round. So we're going to want the red to jump over the green to start making the spokes. Remember I said this color matters. So what's gonna happen is that where the posts are, okay, so where these 3 double crochets were, we skipped 1, and then the next 3 are in the next one. So these ones that we skipped are the ones that we're going to be playing with in order to do the front post trebles that go down. So let's just start. We're gonna start in the first one of any group of the 3 double crochets. So just to start in 1 and just loop it, and we'll deal with that as we go. And we are going to chain 1, and we are going to single crochet into the same one. Just put the straggler over top to bury it, and we want to single crochet that one plus all of its friends within the group. So all 3 get 1 single crochet. So now you're gonna do a front post treble coming all the way down into the red again, and this is not touched. Okay, so this is an empty stitch. So in order to do this, you're going to treble. So you're gonna wrap the hook twice, and then coming down, slide it into the side of it, going right to the back, and then back out the other side, pull through 2, 2, and 2, and then just jump back up. So the next group of 3, just single crochet into those ones. So 1, 2 and 3, and the next one is a front post treble. So wrap it twice and then just jump down. So it's gonna be not the next one, it's in the one after that. See, this next one is part of this green. So if you can identify what stitches those are, it's really quite easy to be able to do. So it's not really a thinking project at this moment. Okay, coming back up, just continue along the top. So 1, 2, 3, and then just jumping back down. So wrap and then just jump into the one that's not used. It's the second one over from the last one that was used for a front post treble. So please do that all the way around for this round, and I'll see you at the end of this round. So you're coming up all the way back around. You're going to finish off with your single crochets, but don't forget that you still have to go down one more time with the front post treble, wrap the hook, coming down in and finishing that up, and that is your last stitch of this round. So what you can just do is just finish it off with an invisible join, and you can see it looks really quite cool. So let's continue along. So join this with an invisible, and then we'll see you here in just a moment. So let's begin. We're going to just start off with blue. It's the same color as the middle. You're gonna go into any one of the top. We're gonna use the back loops only on this particular round, so all ones just use the back loop. So go in the back loop and pull up that loop through, let the straggler fall, and you're going to chain 1, and you're gonna put 2 single crochets into this one. So 1, pull everything nice and tight, and 2. So now you can either count the stitches or you just can look at it, which I would recommend just looking at it. So the next time you have a front post treble, there's not gonna be 2 single crochets in there, but the one after that there will be. So every other one of these trebles will each have 2 single crochets. Everything else just has 1. So let's just single crochet ourselves. I'm just gonna use that straggler, just lay it down a little bit further, get it stuck underneath. So you're just doing this, single crocheting across until you hit the second front post treble. Okay, so there's the first one that you're about to pass. And then here's the second one here. So that one I'm gonna put 2 single crochets in. Okay, so you're gonna do 1 single crochet in each except for the second one over, there will be 2, and I want you to do that same idea going all the way around. So if you're coming all the way around, to just put 2 in here so that you can see that it's keeping in balance, and you're just gonna single crochet 1 into each all the way to the end after you get that last one that had 2. So you're just keeping in balance with the pattern, and we are going to eliminate this color out. So we're going to use an invisible join, and then see me back here in just a moment. So now gonna start our next round. So what I realized with mandalas is that sometimes a round needs to catch up. So it means that there's too many stitches that will be in here, and sometimes you just need 1 single crochet or 1 double crochet in every stitch around, just to let the project just sort of breathe in, just to expand equally on its own. You see this a lot. So you're gonna use the back loop only. Just choose any one of them, it doesn't matter for this round, and you're just gonna choose any one, let the straggler fall out of the way. You're going to chain up 1 and single crochet into the same one. So this is gonna be a breathing round. So this is the one that is going to be 1 single crochet into every stitch all the way around. So you're not doing an expansion, because what's gonna happen is that it will just relax and just still continue to sit flat even though you're not doing any expansion on this one. So it's just gonna pull the stitches where there's 2 into the same one, just pull them apart a little bit, and then it'll work out for you. So just do 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around. So once you're all the way around, just go right into the last one and then just join it with an invisible join, and you can see that even though you did not do any expansion, it's still sitting flat. It's no camera tricks, it's the real deal. So just fasten off with an invisible, and we'll see you here in just a moment. So let's continue, and we're working the back loops again only. So what we're going to do is that you're going to just attach it to any single crochet in the back loop. It doesn't matter which one it is. We're gonna do an expansion round once again. So let's just join it and let's begin. So you're going to chain up 1 and 1 single crochet into this one, and then the next one you're gonna have 2 single crochets. So leave that down on top, and this is your expansion. So there'll be 2 single crochets into this one. So here's your repeat pattern going all the way around. The next 8 will all just be single crochet. So we've got 1 and 2, 3 4, 5, this is 6, 7 and 8, and now this is an expansion, so this next one has 2. So do that all the way around, and I'll see you at the end of this round. When you get all the way back around, you're just going into the very last one, and then you can actually just join it with a slip stitch if you want to at this point. So we have one more round to go. This is the 8th round, and we are doing a really good job here, and it's actually looking pretty cool. So we are now going to bring back the spoke to bring it back out to the outside, so we're gonna use the same color as the red. So please hide in your loose end at this moment, and let's begin round number 9 next. So let's begin your final round. Just create a loop. So what we want to do is that we want to follow up in between here. So just use your eyes and get as close as you can to what you believe is the in between the middle on the outside. So it's right there. Okay, just use your eyes, and even if you're off by one, it really kind of doesn't matter. But we're going to just join it here in both of just a regular stitch, no longer the back loops. And I need you to chain a total of 3. We're gonna create a shell right at the top. So 1, 2, 3. So that's 1 double crochet. So this is gonna be a large shell, and there will be 4 more double crochets in here. So with that chaining of 3 plus this 4, that gives you a total of 5, which matters in the next time we do this. So you're just doing, there's 3 and this is 4. So with that chaining of 3 that you started with, you should have a total of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So now what you're going to do is that it's going to pull down on its own, and you are going to do a front post treble around the next one all the way down. Just follow it. So you're just gonna wrap the hook, and you're gonna go around this one all the way down here, and just pull up on it and just give it some slack. So 1, and just keep on trebling back up, and it's gonna pull it down on the top like that. So now you're gonna skip the next 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and go to the 5th one over, and that's the middle, and you're gonna do 5 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then the next one is going to be a front post treble to the next available one down here. So wrap it twice, going around the post, pull through, and don't worry about giving it a bit of slack, and treble it all the way back up, and then skip 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, go to the 5th, and that's where you're gonna put 5 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then treble down into the next one that's available. So wrap twice, and then come all the way back up, and etc. So please do that all the way around for this round, which is the final round. So as you come all the way around, and remember that you've started off with the shell, so if you finish off with the front post treble right, so you're going to then finish this off. So I'm gonna do an invisible join right at the very end. It's the edge border, so I wanna make it look really good at the end, because there's no point cutting any corners at this moment. So you can see that the spikes did a really great job of going all the way around. So just join it to the top of the beginning, pull it through, make it look like it's even as possible, back down through where you came from, just kind of pull it and then turn it over. So you're just gonna weave it in and out a total of 3 times. Try not to buckle the work at all, just keep it nice and easy going. And then you may want to wet block this afterward if it's not sitting down completely flat for you. But overall, you kind of learned a lot of things in this tutorial. You learned again how to do the shells. We've done invisible joining as we went all the way around. You can see that the back looks different. We did front post trebles, which then overlaid the colors just like you see. So let's back it out a little bit here, and so you can see that you did this, and you know, it's a really neat idea in order to make it work. So this is kind of adding another layer to your already existing mandalas. You can see that the sides kind of pick up a little bit, providing some 3-dimensional. So last time we were doing this, and then we did some peekaboos here, so you can see that there was a slight difference, and then of course going all the way back to the very beginning is that's what we have. So this here is the Wheel Mandala. Hopefully that you've enjoyed this tutorial in how to cover over things with front post trebles. Again, these trebles just sit nice and loosely on the top, and they're very visual, and they're really quite fabulous. So until next time, have a great day. We'll see you again real soon. Bye bye.